All right. Well, thank you. And we are so excited to be here with you this morning. Of course, we wish this could be face to face. I've been working in this position at Zero Fatalities Outreach for about 10 months now, and I've hardly got to meet any of you. And I can't wait till the day where I can take a little trip around the state and visit all of you and meet you all face to face and put faces with all the names that I see of the emails coming in. Um, like I said, I've been in the outreach program here at Zero Fatalities for about 10 months, and I am your contact for anything you need. If you need to schedule for Zero, go ahead and send me an email or give me a call, and I will take care of that. Before we get started, I just want to show you these fun masks that we have. And we have the Truck Smart and the Zero Fatalities. If you would like any of these masks, just go ahead and email me and I will get one in the mail to you. So just let me know about that. This morning, our presentation is called Zero Fatalities 2.0, and we are so excited to share with you our new program. It is going to fulfill all of the things that you've been asking of us, and you're going to love what we've got in store for you. And I've got Natalie and Stacy here. They've been with Zero for years now. You probably all know them, and they're going to introduce this new program. So I'm going to turn the time over to Stacy right now.
All right. Well, it's good to be with you. So excited to be here, and we have so many great things to show you. So let's just dive in. So let's see, last summer, we had a survey that we sent to all driver's ed teachers, and we got some great information. On things about what you liked about the parent night, some objectives, some takeaways that you'd like, and also some parent night content that you would like to see. So this is what we saw. You loved the fact that we got parents and teens together and it started a conversation. You want parents to take a bigger role in the teen driving process, which we so agree with. The objectives of the parent night was to start a conversation, to make sure parents are aware of what they should be doing, talk about the 5 deadly behaviors that are causing crashes on Utah roads, give parents the tips they need to help their teen, and of course, to cover those graduated driver's license laws. What you wanted them to leave with is you wanted them to make sure that they knew the behaviors, they set rules with their teens and their parents. The parents and teens set rules using that agreement. The importance of parental guidance and their role, responsibility, involvement, and of course that they set an example for their teen. And the other thing that the content that you wanted to see is an interaction with the audience. And of course, again, the parent tips are so important, and videos of experiences, personal experiences that are so motivating, and we learn so much from those. And of course, the statistics. So we saw this. We definitely were like, okay, we want to meet all of what you guys want, what you guys are asking for, but we recognize the problem too. We're seeing that teens, and you know this, you guys have been telling this for years, that new drivers are not getting the practice time that they need during their learner permit phase. And when they do get it, it is actually after they get their driver's license. When they have no supervision whatsoever, which puts them at a great risk. In fact, the statistic with that says the greatest lifetime chance of crashing for teens occurs during the first 6 to 12 months after receiving their license, which is an incredibly dangerous situation that we're putting teens in if they are not getting that drive time, those 40 hours in with that parent. And so we really want to hit that home with these parents, that they have a responsibility to do. So how do we meet all these objectives and solve that problem in just one night of a parent night? We can't, right? So we created a new driver program, which I think you're going to love. And our goal here is to reduce fatalities and crashes with teen drivers. The objectives of this program are this: to increase in parent involvement, motivate parents to be a role model for safe driving, encourage teens and parents to make zero fatalities their goal, increase knowledge and implement those graduated driver's license laws that we do know save lives. Start that safe driving conversation, which is key. And that's what is so good about this program, is it does start that conversation. Motivate parents to set those rules, motivate them to use that teen driving agreement, and give the parents the tools they need to teach their teens to be a safe driver. Again, we cannot complete all these objectives in one night. So what you will see is this new driver program will have 3 phases, and it will be the learner permit phase, and that starts at age 15. Phase 2 is the parent night. Whenever you as driver ed teachers have that, we encourage you to have it at the beginning of the school year, or the beginning of the semester, or beginning of the quarter, so we can motivate parents to make sure that they're getting that drive time in. And phase 3 is the minor driver's license, age 16. Now with this new program, we have brought key players around the table. They are huge. Those key players are the Utah Driver's License Division and the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia Center for Injury Research and Prevention. They're also known as CHOP. These are fantastic partners that what they have done to help with us with increasing and improving this program is incredible. And it all starts here at the Zero Fatalities website. So Zero Fatalities website, you will see the 3 phases on the website: the learner's permit, the parent night, and the ready for driver's license. Now, let me make a clear note here. Renewal, those who need to renew their driver's license do not come to the Zero Fatalities website. We have partnered with the DLD to schedule appointments and to get their application for their learner's permit and to get their driver's license for minor driver's licenses only. So no renewals, just to make that clear. So for instance, when a learner permit, a student wants to have a learner's permit, they go click on learner's permit, and this is what they see. This is why the driver license division also recognized that they saw that parents were not getting the information they needed. They had a book that was very copy heavy, and they knew parents were not reading it. So they thought, okay, we want to partner with Zero, have all this information together. So when a teen comes to fill out their application, to schedule their appointment, you can see the teaching your teen information is right there. And then in that first accordion, where that page is always displayed, you will see that teen driving information that teens need to get their learner's permit right there. So what if the parents don't look at the site, right? And maybe that could be the case. They don't see the tools that are available, or they don't read the information that is there to help their teen. Well, we get them at the DLD. So when the parent and the teen walk into the DLD and the parent signs that check for that fee, or they pay that fee for to take that learner's permit test, and that the student is taken to the testing area, the parent is now given this info at the DLD to the parent. So while the student is taking the test, they can be reading up on this information. It talks about the importance of parent involvement. It talks about graduated driver's license laws. It talks about the tools that we are going to give them to help them get the 40 hours in. Incredible tools, might I add. And there's a QR code that is on that will take them directly to the site where they can watch this video.
Hey Dad, what's internal combustion?
Well, internal combustion is a process by which propellant combines with atmospheric gases and is cylindrically inducted during the intake process, after which the piston compresses the oxidized mixture, resulting in spark ignition and thereby precipitating thermogenesis, leading to the expansion of the vapor post-combustion. and impelling the piston amid the power stroke.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold up, parents. You may think you're helping us when we come to you with questions about driving, but there's a better way to go about it, especially when it comes to graduated driver license laws. Graduated driver license laws, or GDL laws, are designed to protect your teen in a few ways. They allow your teen to learn to drive in safe conditions, they safeguard your teen from situations known to increase crash risk, and they help your teen gradually increase their independence while learning safe driving habits. The bottom line is that GDL laws save lives. Since 1999, when the GDL program started, Utah parents have seen a decrease of approximately 70% in the number of teens killed in car crashes. Teens who say their parents monitor their driving in a helpful, supportive way are half as likely to speed, 70% less likely to drink and drive, 2 times more likely to wear a seatbelt, and 30% less likely to talk on a cell phone when driving. Before your teen gets a driver's license, they have to have a learner permit for at least 6 months. During this time, you're responsible for making sure they get at least 40 hours of drive time with you, 10 of them at night. If you don't help them complete these 40 hours, this crucial development time then happens without any parental supervision, putting your teen's life at significant risk. You have the power to cut your child's crash risk in half with parental involvement and more driving experience early in the learning process. So now you know GDL laws work, but just because you already know how to drive doesn't mean you know how to teach your teen. But luckily, we've got you covered. At zerofatalities.com, you'll find short, research-based videos on parking, driving on residential roads, highways, and more to prepare you for behind-the-wheel practice with your teen. Plus, you can find driving plans, driving lesson guides, and more to help your teen gain diverse skills and experience in a variety of driving environments, including parking lots, residential roads, intermediate roads, commercial roads, and highways. Text DRIVE to 888-111 for biweekly tips, ideas, and driving practice suggestions to help make the most of the 40 hours of driving with your teen. To see videos and view more helpful resources, head to zerofatalities.com to get started.
Okay, isn't that awesome? Now, this is my favorite part, truly. We heard so often at the parent night, okay, the parents would come up to us, okay, now that you have our attention, how do I teach my teen how to drive? I have no idea how to do this. Well, we got the professionals. We got the Children's Hospital Philadelphia. They have a research-based driving plan where they have 6 different video or environments where there's videos, like under each environment, there are at least 5 to 10 videos under each environment that will teach teens how to drive and their parents how to drive different situations. It has a goal guide to help reach driving goals in specific areas. And it has a logging and rating tool that helps these parents track the practice by the environments and see where these kids need more work. It allows these parents, it's a teaching guide or a plan for parents to make sure that these kids are getting the information they need. Now, these videos are so incredible. They're short videos, but we ask that teens and parents watch them together. And when they go under, for instance, this is under residential, the residential environment, and it's called scanning and hazard detection. Well, when they are to go to this particular video, they see the goal, they see an activity, common errors that the teens make in this situation, and a sign that the learner is getting it. So this is helping the parent. You know your child is getting this rule when you see them do this. And so each parent has the information to do so. Now I'm going to let you watch one of these videos just to see how incredible they are.
Drivers need to be able to recognize potential dangers with enough time to react safely. This skill comes with experience, and many adults do it without even thinking. However, your teen will need to deliberately look far ahead down the road and across their entire field of view. And you will need to use your experience to coach them about where to look and what to look for. Also, they'll need to recognize when to slow within an obstructed view area, such as curves in the roads, This will give them more reaction time in case they do come across a hazard. First, complete a commentary drive by driving along the same route while commenting on the potential hazards that might appear along the way. This gives your teen a feel for what to look for while they are scanning. Then, pull over to the curb and switch drivers. Offer a reminder to adjust their mirrors and fasten their safety belt. Now, during the activity, have your teen driver practice scanning. After they get the hang of scanning, have them comment on the potential hazards they detect and how they are adjusting their driving to the situation. Teens shouldn't comment until they get used to scanning. It takes too much concentration at first. It takes years of experience until a driver knows the many types of hazards to look for as they drive. Even then, surprises still happen. Some of the most common potential hazards are other cars, dogs off their leashes, children running after a ball, pedestrians of any age, especially those who are distracted by cell phones or MP3 players, speed bumps in the road, debris of any kind in the roads. For example, look out for branches after a storm. Motorcycles and bicycles who may weave in and out of traffic and assume you see them. And anything that may be in an obstructed view, such as cars coming out of driveways that are hidden by bushes. There could be something in the road just beyond a curve, or another car stopped just over a hill. So be ready to slow down if there's anything obstructing your view in any direction, or if a potential hazard is close to the path of your car. While your teen driver practices scanning and detecting, watch out for two common errors. First, make sure your teen turns their head and looks before they make a turn. Always look in the direction the car will be moving so you can detect hazards in time to react. The second common error is about pedestrians. Many teen drivers, and even experienced ones, make the mistake of only looking for other vehicles at intersections and completely miss a pedestrian who has just entered the crosswalk. Remind your teen to look left, right, left to avoid this situation. Encourage your teen to keep practicing scanning and detecting. It's an essential safety skill that definitely improves with experience.
Okay, isn't that awesome? I love these videos, and these videos need to be, we really encourage that the parent and teen watch them first together, creates a conversation, and then they can practice it on the road. So this is a great resource. And again, we want them, once they start this, once they get this information, when they get their learner's permit, we're encouraging parents to start immediately. We want them to be ready for your classroom so that you polish and refine. We want them ready. We want them to have that experience behind the wheel so you can teach them so they're ready to be on the road when they get their driver's license. So we have another feature to give to parents, because sometimes parents need that reminder, like, oh yeah, I got to do this. Well, we have a text message system now that says if you text drive to 888-111, parents will get bi-weekly tips, and it will start with, here is your goal guide, here's your logging tool to write down these hours, and then it goes right into parking lots, and it talks about parking lots, and then the next week is residential, and the next week or the next 2 weeks it goes to the other environment. So it has it in hand where parents can just watch it if that's easier for them. But it's that reminder that parents need. Now, just one note, as of May 3rd, we have to change our number due to, it was out of our control. We had to change a number, but the new number will be 435 710-7373, and that begins May 3rd. You don't have to remember that, because those who, if you want to do this right now, text drive to 888-111. Get those text messages and try it out. Come May 3rd, you will automatically be switched over. So there's no worries on the parent side if they are already on the system. The DLD will be handing out the flyers with the new program. Our website, everything will be updated on the exact same time to go out so we don't miss a beat. All right. So incredible. Phase 1 is awesome. Again, ready to get them ready for your classroom. Now, let's talk about the parent night webinars. Since COVID happened, we had to do some changing, and we now have a great option with the Parent Night webinar for those we couldn't get into the classrooms. So this is an interactive tool where we can get people engaged, but still talk about the parent night. Now, this parent night, obviously they have to come to the website to register. It's very easy. You hit the parent night tab and you just get that information. You click one of those days that works for you, and it sends you a schedule. Now, I'm going to have Laurie talk to you about the webinar reporting system and how it works, and some things that we're learning through this process and how we can make that a better process.
Okay, as you can see, there's an example of the report that you will get every time one of your students attends one of our webinars. The way I get this report is Zoom will have two reports that I refer to. One of them shows the attendee. It shows what time they log into the system and what time they log out, so we know exactly how long they were online. Another report that we get from Zoom is our survey report. At the end of each webinar, a survey pops up on their screen, and it asks for the name of the student, the teacher's name, and the school that they go to, as well as the email that they use to log in. And then I take the two reports, I combine them, put them in order of school so that it's really easy for you to go in and find out which of your students attended. Now, some of the things that we're learning, these kids are really smart. You guys already know that, you work with them all the time, but just last week I got an email from a kid asking for the survey so that he could fill it out. So I went into my attendee report and saw that the young man had registered for the webinar but never attended. He never logged on. And so I send him back an email saying, I see that you registered, but you didn't attend on this night. Did you attend a different night? And he said, no, I didn't attend at all. So he was trying to get credit without attending at all. And so it's really important that you don't just use, let them take a screenshot of their registration or a screenshot at the beginning of the webinar, because that might be all they do is just go in long enough to get that screenshot. But this report will tell you if they stayed for the entire time or not. We are loving doing these webinars. But they are not face-to-face, and face-to-face is so much more personal. I think it really draws them in better. Mike does all kinds of great things to engage them and to have interaction with them during the webinar, but we really want to be back in the schools. And so this fall, we are hoping that we're going to be able to do all of these presentations live and just do the webinar maybe once or twice a month, so that kids who are, it's impossible for them to make it to a nearby parent night can still get the information. So Colton, can I get you to pull up our poll, please? We want you to answer these poll questions so that we can get some idea of how many new presenters we need to train and get ready for the new school year. So if you can answer these two questions for us real quick. And you can see that it's asking about Truck Smart, and we're going to get into some of the fun new things we're doing there too in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to give you 10 more seconds to answer these questions, and then we'll close the poll. All right, Colton, go ahead and close that poll and open up the second poll. Okay, just a few more seconds and we'll close this one out. All right, go ahead and close it out, Colton. So thank you so much for all that you do. And I know that you're going to love this new program, and I think the parents are going to love it too. And so I'm going to turn it back over to Stacy. She's going to give us a little more information about our 3-step program, and then Nat's going to give us information on the Truck Smart.
Okay, great. Well, I want to talk about now parent night, the in-person parent nights. We love that we can bring you a webinar option, but we want to stress so much about the in-person parent nights and how great they are, because here we know a parent and teen have come together. The objective is to get these parents and teens talking, to get the conversation going, to encourage an agreement to be made. And we feel like in person really can make that happen, because we know they're spending the time. So we have exciting news. We have a new parent night to start up at the beginning of the school year next year. And just to let you know, we want to really pilot this. So if you have parent nights during the summer, we want to really pilot this and really flesh out, make sure it's smooth, make sure it flows really well, see what's working, see what's not. So if you can have us come during the summer to do parent nights, even starting in May, we will be able to have this ready for you. And here's some fun little sneak peeks at what it's going to look like. Of course, we're going to remind teens that this is the greatest opportunity to be behind the wheel. However, it also brings great responsibility. We talk about those choices and consequences, and that we know they're ready, but we want them to make sure that they are safe when they're behind that wheel. And of course, we want to talk to parents too and make 0 fatalities their goal. We're going to do a little bit of a switch. We're not going to discuss the behaviors as deadly behaviors. We will talk about distracted driving, but we're going to talk about what to do versus what not to do. So drive focused, drive calm, drive sober, drive alert, drive buckled. We're going to give them those tools they need to remember. We want them to remember these things on what to do. Another thing to keep that conversation going, we want that discussion and decisions made at that parent night. So they're going to have this workbook, and it is going to be awesome. So they will be shown everything in this workbook. This will happen during the presentation, right? So everything that they saw, these parents saw, and the information they have, it is at a glance, but it's also showing teens your GDL laws, why parents need to be involved in this, and those CHOP resources. This will be handed out to every parent, to every student, and they will get a pen, so they will be able to write this out. Now, here's where the worksheet comes in. During the presentation, we want to know how do they think distracted driving, how dangerous it is. Give it a 1 to 10 rating. What do they think? And what things stood out to you in the presentation? We want this to write down, because imagine a parent and a teen now talking, well, what do you think distracted driving is? How dangerous do you think it is? And they said, well, I think it's a 7. And the parent's like, well, I think it's a 9. And this is why. And why do you think it's a 7? So it starts that conversation, and they can discuss how they can drive focused, but it brings that conversation that will lead to a teen driving agreement, and that they can fill out this information. And not to mention teachers, because a parent and a teen have their own copy, you can, if you'd like, they can take off the parent agreement and they can turn in the workbook section as an assignment for you if you'd like, and you can give it back to them if you'd like. This is something that you could do. We'll also give these to you if you have to do a webinar, or we'll have that option available. It won't be as readily available, but it will be available. But you can have those to give to your students as well. So they have an assignment that you can see that they were there throughout the presentation. During the presentation, we're going to talk to parents about what they can do to help their students, the tips that they're asking for as well for these behaviors. And also, we're going to talk to teens. We're going to talk to all drivers, in fact, to make sure that they can get 0 fatalities, their goal, but specifically to teens. And when it applies, In that section, we will talk about the graduated driver's license laws and why it is so important that they follow those laws. So a great parent night to encourage not only this, but we're going to still encourage those parents to be driving with those teens and how important those 40 hours are. That's why we're stressing that you have it at the first of your class, your quarter, your semester, whatever it is. We encourage you to have it at the beginning of that so we can motivate those parents so they're ready for you. Minor's driver's license. So when that teen is ready, when they are ready to get their license and they've passed your tests, you take them to the Zero Fatalities website. We're looking at giving you a pamphlet or a little, some kind of a half sheet paper, something that reminds them that they can give to their parents, but it also reminds them to go to the Zero Fatalities website to parents can check out all the information. Again, the reason why we're having them come to the Zero Fatalities website, because all the information is in one spot. What all the parents need to know, and they can sign up for their minor driver's license at the same time. But we really want to emphasize that parents are following through, because like that statistic showed, that first 12 months after they get their driver's license is just as crucial that these parents stay involved. You know the statistic, when parents are involved in this teen driving process, teen crashes go down 50%. This is worthwhile and we can save lives. We're a team. You as teachers, Zero Fatalities, UDOT, DPS, the Department of Education, we are a team and we're going to save lives. We also have this feature for them as well. They just say ready to drive to 888-111. Again, May 3rd, it will start 435-710-7373. And they type ready to drive. Parents will get reminders that they need to make sure that no friends in the car for the first 6 months, no nighttime driving, and increase that nighttime driving gradually. It's just those tips that these parents need. One thing I failed to mention, we need you teachers to talk to your counterparts, to talk to other driver's ed teachers about this program. It has been going since February, and many of you did not know this. We sent out emails, but we need you to get this information out there because it will save lives. We also want to create a brochure about the learner permit process where we can get it into to the middle schools, to counselors, to career classes, where kids now know that they can go to Zero Fatalities to get their learner's permit. We want to educate them and plus get in this brochure in the hands of parents so they know to look at these videos, watch them get started with that right when they get their learner's permit. So we're trying to get everything, we're trying to make sure we get every corner, all right? So one last thing too, this is awesome. We're trying to get teens ready earlier. We're working with health teachers in middle schools and junior highs. They actually talk about traffic safety, and that's part of their curriculum, their core standards. So we're trying to create a library where during this time when they're teaching about personal safety, they can have some traffic safety information. This particular video is the importance of wearing seatbelts. We're looking forward to doing more, like perhaps with distracted driving and other things such as that. Just like the teen memoriam, there is an assignment that goes with this where they put in the teacher's email, the information goes to them. But now this isn't just for 12 to 14-year-olds. If you want to try it in your classroom, try it in your classroom. If you want to try it in your community, try it in your community. It's super fun. It's a great video I'm going to show you here in a minute. But again, it's a great way to get these kids started early, thinking about driving and the importance of safety when it comes to driving. This is that video that I want to share with you.
Hey
Hey there! Do you feel like your parents have told you a million times to put your seatbelt on when you're in the car? Do you wonder why you have to wear it every time you go somewhere? Sure, it's the law that you have to wear it, but what makes a seatbelt so super? Let's take a look. When you're out riding in a car, you probably don't expect a crash to happen, but unfortunately, crashes do happen, so you need to be prepared. And wearing a seatbelt is like having a superpower in a crash. It's the single most effective traffic safety device for preventing death and injury. Let's take a closer look at this seatbelt superpower. When you're in a car crash, your body weight is multiplied by the speed of the car. So, if you weigh 100 pounds and crash while traveling 65 miles per hour, your body would hit with a force of 6,500 pounds. There's no way you can brace yourself against that much force. It would be like bench pressing an elephant. But you know what can brace you from that force? Your seatbelt. It's designed to keep you in place and protect you from being thrown around inside or outside of the car. That's pretty super, right? It's time to look closer at what happens in a car crash. There are 3 different collisions that you may not know about. The first collision is the car crash, when a vehicle comes into contact with another car or object. That's pretty obvious. The second collision is the human crash. If you're not wearing your seatbelt, you'll fly forward and hit other objects in the vehicle, such as the steering wheel, window, or anything else in your path, maybe even another person. And don't forget other things inside the car that can crash into humans. These are called projectiles. Anything that isn't secured, like your phone, a gaming device, or a backpack, could injure someone in a crash. Even a bottle of water could come at you with the force of a fastball if it's not secure. Make sure smaller items like these are put away. The third collision is the internal crash. This is one you might not have thought about, and it can get ugly if you're not wearing a seatbelt. That's because your internal organs in your body will move toward the point of impact and hit other organs, bones, and the skull. Even though you may appear uninjured, your liver, spleen, heart, or other organs may be torn, bruised, or bleeding. Severe damage to your brain could also occur. Now that you know how important it is to wear a seatbelt, let's talk about the right way to wear it. A seatbelt can only protect you in a crash if you wear it the right way. The lap belt needs to be secured across your hip bones. The shoulder belt needs to be secured across your chest and positioned at mid-shoulder. These bones are better equipped to withstand those heavy crash forces than other parts of your body. Wearing both your lap and shoulder belt is your best line of defense in a crash. Sometimes people think that if a seatbelt is uncomfortable, they can put the shoulder strap behind their back or under their arm. As we talked about before, the seatbelt is designed to contact stronger points of the body, the pelvis and the collarbone. If you don't wear it properly, you risk damaging vital organs like your lungs, stomach, liver, and even spinal cord, all of which can be painful and cause permanent damage. If you're not wearing your seatbelt properly, you also risk flying out of the vehicle in a crash, causing injuries, deformities, and often death. Don't ever share a seatbelt with 2 people. Even if you're small enough to make one seatbelt fit 2 people, it's super dangerous. The seatbelt won't be able to protect you in the proper places. And again, you could be ejected from the car. If there aren't enough seatbelts for everyone riding in the car, find a second vehicle so everyone has their own seatbelt. It's okay to share your ice cream cone, not your seatbelt. So now you know why seatbelts are super and why it's so important to wear one every time you're in the car. But what else did you learn? Take the quiz to see how well you remember everything. Don't forget, buckle up and make sure everyone else in the car does too.
Okay, again, this can be also found on the Zero Fatalities website under the pre-driver tab. Again, any way you can help us get this information out, whether it be learner permit information, pre-driver, please contact us. You'll see Laurie's email at the very end of this presentation. So right now I'm going to turn the time over to Natalie, who's going to talk about TruckSmart.
Woo! All right. Hope everybody's enjoying the conference. We so wish we could see you guys, but I guess this will work for this year. All right, one quick note on outreach before we jump into Truck Smart. For your presentations, please let Laurie know as soon as you can. We can schedule up to, I mean, some teachers even have it scheduled out. Laurie, when is it? Summer of 2022? I think she has it scheduled out to. Anyways, we need as much notice as we can for scheduling purposes, for the truck piece, working with trucking companies, so that we know how many outreach to hire. So as soon as you know on those presentations, we would love to get those on the calendar. And like I said, Laurie can help you out with that. All right, let's jump into Truck Smart though. So those of you who have still been able to have us come to the classroom, we love that. It has not been very many of you with COVID though, so we have created an online option. Now what this is it's basically the entire Truck Smart presentation condensed into about 12 minutes of video. Now those videos are broken up into 5 videos, and then there's a checkpoint question in between. So what this looks like, let's just look at just one of the examples of the videos.
Last time we talked about the difference between trucks and passenger cars on the road. Now we'll get into how you should drive when you're around big rigs. Trucks don't have rear view mirrors on their windshields. They rely fully on their side mirrors. In bad weather, those mirrors could be blurry, foggy, or just plain useless. See the car? How about now? In bad conditions, if you're not using your headlights, your car can be invisible to truck drivers. Have you ever heard of no zones? They're the 4 large blind spots all around a semi-tractor and trailer where truck drivers have limited or no visibility. This driver can't see any vehicles in his mirrors. But this is what could potentially be around his truck and trailer. As a driver, you need to know when you're in one of these 4 blind spots. The right side no zone is the largest of these blind spots and extends up to 3 lanes from the truck. This is why you should always avoid passing trucks on their right side. Drivers that are in these 4 no zones contribute to most of our state's truck-related crashes. Stay out of a truck's blind spots whenever possible. So, how can you tell if you are in a no zone when you're driving? Follow this rule. If you can't see the truck driver's face in their side mirrors, they can't see you. To drive safely around semi-trucks, you need to see the driver's face and be able to make eye contact with them.
All right, so that's just one of the pieces of one of the 5 videos that continues to talk on about tailgating. And of course, we have other videos that cover the exact same points as well. But like I said, 5 of those videos with a checkpoint question in between of the main point from that video. And then at the very end, there's actually that same quiz that we bring to the classroom if you use that. And that score can actually be emailed directly to you as an assignment. So just to show you how easy this is and where this is found, if you used our online quiz before, it's on that same page on our TruckSmart website. This can also be found on the Zero Fatalities website and can link you over to it. So it's in a few places for you. But if you go to our website, your students, it's right at the bottom there. They just take that interactive quiz and it's called View the TruckSmart course. So let's just show you how easy this is. Your students will have to go in and create an account. It's really simple. It's just so that we can track their info again so it can be sent to you. So let's show you how easy this is. So they'll go to the top of the screen there, and again, it will bring you here to that TruckSmart page. When they click on that link at the bottom, it'll bring them to the actual course page. And then up there on the right, they're going to have to log in to enroll. So again, they'll just register for an account. All they really need is a username, email, and password. So they'll put that in there. Doesn't take any time at all. And this can be either email, whether a personal email or a school email. They just need something associated with that. And then once they hop in there, it'll take them to the actual course page. And well, back to the main page and then jump into the course. And once they do that, you'll see all the videos, but they have to click on that first video. They can't skip any of the videos or just go straight to the end and take the quiz. It forces them to move through it like a course. And like I said, watch the videos, take the checkpoint questions, excuse me, and then do that quiz at the end. Now, one thing to just take note of, if they do put your email in wrong on the quiz section, you won't receive their quiz score, of course. So make sure that they know that. But so you can get those as an email, but one other option for you as well is that we can pull an Excel sheet of those and just send you any submissions if you would like that. You all know how Laurie great is with those sheets. So just let us know when you can on those presentations or if you do have any questions. Otherwise, I will turn the time back over to Laurie for question and answer and just kind of some last points for you.
Yeah, we don't have any questions showing up right now. If you've got any questions about the program, please just hurry and type them into chat, and we'll get Stacy or Natalie to answer those for you.
Yes, a couple of things too. We had a question yesterday. How much do I have to pay for this stuff? This is all free. Everything from Zero Fatalities is free. This is paid by the Utah Department of Transportation and Utah Department of Public Safety. Again, we are a team here and we just want these kids to be ready for your classroom. And again, if you have any questions,
we have one here about TruckSmart. Do you know how long it takes a student to get through the TruckSmart course?
So it would take about 20 minutes. I mean, like I said, the total length of the video is about 12 minutes total, broken into 5 videos, and then however long the quiz takes, so roughly 20 minutes. Like we said, it's just supposed to be an easy assignment for you so you don't have to do anything. Just send them the link, they log in, run through the course, take the quiz, and then that's sent right over to you.
Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions come through.
One other thing that we need to talk about is that many of you, when you go to that new Zero Fatalities website, you will see like there is still a driver educator tab, but you have to go to the corner, the right-hand corner, there's a hamburger menu. So go in there and that's where you'll find the teen memoriams as well, the homework assignment for that. So you just check that out. And as you go through the website, give us your feedback. Again, this is just brand new, so we love to hear what you have to say and how we can help you. Again, we need this information out to everyone, all driver's ed teachers, because we need you to get that information to the parents. And if you have a class right now, these parents probably don't know the assets that are there for them, for these tools that are there. So I would get an email to your students' parents and say, hey, get those drive time hours in. And if you don't know what to do, or even if you do know what to do, here are these tools that will help you, guide you. This is research-based material to help you teach your teen how to drive. So let the parents know for sure. Okay.
All right. My email is right there on the screen, and if you just want to email me and start scheduling these parent nights and these TruckSmart presentations for the next school year, and we're still doing them this year if you want us to come now. So get those requests sent in early, like Natalie mentioned. I have some scheduled out as far as June 2022 already. So get on our list, and we appreciate all that you do to help keep Utah roads safe, and enjoy the rest of the conference.